Hello and welcome to Understanding Your Practice Assessment. Now, this is a paper-based assessment. However, the online questions are exactly the same. So we've got a past paper here that we're going to look at, and we're going to go through so you understand how to answer this. Now, if you do not watch this video all the way through, you are not going to get the full points that you deserve. And I have seen many good students fail this assessment, not because they didn't know, or not because they don't know how to read, but because they didn't follow the instructions properly. So let's avoid all of that. Now, let's just go through this. If you do this paper-based, you need to follow the information here. If you do it online, obviously follow the online rules. But you can see here you've got time allowed. Now, let's not forget, if you have any reason for reasonable adjustments, please make sure you have asked your tutor, because you're entitled to up to 25 minutes extra time. So you're not working against the clock if you're entitled to it. You can see here, you are permitted to use a dictionary. So if there are words that you cannot read or words that you do not understand, you can use a dictionary to find that out. Okay. When you log in online, it will ask you before you start the exam to confirm your name and your date of birth, I think. But anyway, it'll definitely ask you to confirm your name and whether or not you're doing the right level for the exam. So you just click yes on that. Now, on here, you can see you've got 1 hour. There is a maximum mark for this paper, which is 30. And the pass mark is 16. Okay, so that's roughly just over half, isn't it? So just over half you need to get. Now, it sounds a lot. Well, it doesn't sound a lot, but trust me, these marks are tricky to get, especially under the rewrite. Now, let's just have a look. So what you've got here in section 1, you've got a website. Now, you need to have a look at this website, and straight away, you can see here. So you need to read this. So let's just have a little read through. By all means, just have a quick look, read through. If you need to pause, hit pause and read this. Okay, so just hit pause and read this. Now, when you're ready, just unpause and we're going to carry on. So hopefully you have now read this. Okay, so let's go through and let's look at the questions. So, which word best describes the style of writing in document 1? And hopefully you said persuasive. And why is it persuasive? Because it's giving you information, it's telling you things, it's trying to persuade you into the writer's thoughts there. Okay, good. And you get 1 mark. So 1 answer, 1 mark. So that's how it works. So question 2, one of the main messages in document 1 is that you need to work hard to become successful in business. Can you give 1 quotation to support this message? Okay, so there are actually 2 or 3 that you could pick, but you only need 1. So let's have a look for them. So we're looking for, one of the main messages in the document 1 is that you need to work hard to become successful in business. Give 1 quotation here. So let's have a look. There you go. So there, look, be prepared to put the hours in. So that's a quotation. We'll need you to do another photo session. That's another quotation there. You must be prepared to carry out all the work we send you. Okay, so that's another quotation. So you only need to find one, and in there you would write word for word the quotation. So for example, if you said, be prepared to put the hours in. So if you quote this, be prepared to put the hours in. Where was that? That was up here somewhere, wasn't it? Be prepared to put the hours in. You must write it word for word. So here we'll need you to do another photo session, even when it's the last thing you want to do. That's them telling you something, isn't it? Okay, good. When would you, what does the word channel mean as used in the last section in document 1? You may use the dictionary to help you. So if we go up here, so we need to find that. So what was this? What does the word channel mean? We channel our engineers into making your dreams come true. Okay. So here they want a definition. Okay, so this is why you may use a dictionary, because if you use the definition, you're going to get this right. So the definition there is to direct or focus something, or to concentrate on or organize something. Okay, so that's what you would need to write there. So it's important you don't just write to put an effort into something. It needs to be the actual quotation. So you need to make sure that you have a dictionary there. Okay. So in document 1, the writer uses the hyperbole to persuade readers to commit to the music management. Give 2 short quotations to this. So that's the exaggeration, isn't it? The hyperbole they're really trying to buy you in that they're just brilliant. So here, what you're looking for then, let's see where they exaggerate. We're the best in the business. I think that's exaggerating, isn't it? You know, they're really pushing it. We're the best in the business. Behind every successful musician is a team who will not stop. Okay, so this is an exaggeration as well here, isn't it? Look, people will not stop. People will stop at nothing to help you realize your dreams. So again, there are 2 marks for that. So you need to find 2 quotations. There's 4 on there. You just need to find 2, or any other valid quotation for that text. So 5. What is the purpose of each of these features in document 1? So in the footnotes, so if we go up here, there, so in the footnotes, as reported in the magazine June's edition, the first was not permitted. So to show where, when it was reported that SunX was the number 1. So you're looking for the first asterisk, aren't you? The first, because there's two there. And that's to tell the readers where further details about the arrangement can be found. We need to find the first sort of star and so we can see there's those two. That's for that one. I can't see it. Comes in. It's there in the big red writing. Voted #1 music arrangement of the company UK Star. Right, okay, good. So there, that's what it's telling you there. Okay. Right, so that's relatively straightforward. We're now looking at document 2. So here we're looking at a magazine hitting the big time. So again, pause this, have a read, and let's have a look at the questions. So in document 2, some of Jez's comments have an optimistic tone. So remember what we said about optimistic tones? Something positive. So something positive. Right, so there, look. Getting signed to a record label was a dream come true. That's positive. So that's 1. I'm glad I kept it going. That's quite positive. That's 2. It makes a massive difference when somebody believes in what you're doing is a positive tone. So that's 3. I think he's the best there is. So that's a positive tone. So there's about 4 in there, and you only need 2 because there's only 2 marks. So identify one example for each in a fact and an opinion. So we're looking for 1 fact, 1 opinion. Her hometown, so that's going to be a fact. That's where she lives. She's 25 years old. That has to be a fact, right? The fastest selling album, that could be a fact if it's backed up. What else is on there? I don't know if there's any more. So we're looking for another fact. So we've got her home, her age. She's the fastest selling album. You have to read it a couple of times, don't you? Why not join our forum and share experience trying to make? Okay, it's free to join, so that's a fact. It's free to join. That's got to be a fact. Okay, so an opinion then is her view on something. Her opinion. So this would be the writer's opinion that we're looking for. Okay, so that has to be one, right? She's the most loved songwriter in the UK. That's got to be an opinion. So again, you only need one of those. So give 2 reasons why the writer has included the section entitled Your Experiences in document 2. Give 2 reasons. Okay, so there, to give 2 reasons why the writer has included the section titled Your Experience in document 2. Your experiences. So here. Okay, so I think they're asking the readers to share their own story, so that might be one. It tells readers how to share their views, that's 2. It encourages readers to join the forum, and it helps readers to find advice from an expert. So you can see there's 4 reasons there. You only need 2 in that one. So, what does the word snowball mean as used in the Charles meeting section? So I would say there, if that's snowballed, it's stating it's quickly, it's gone fast. So again, if you're not sure, get a dictionary, but I would definitely go there. That's to do with growing rapidly or to develop quickly. Good. Okay. So number 10. So again, only 1 mark. So you only need one definition there. In document 2, Jez states, there are a few times when things were so bad, I started looking for a proper jobs and my dad calls them. Give 2 examples of the influence used. So this is her, this is where you need to read between the line on those 2 examples. So give 2 reasons. So what was this one? There are a few times when things were so bad, I started looking for a proper job, as my dad calls them. Give 2 examples of the inference using the quotations. Okay, let's say here. There are a few times when things were so bad, I started looking for proper jobs, as my dad calls them. So there then. So I think there, you can see she doesn't like regular jobs. She didn't want a regular job, but she doesn't like normal jobs. I think here you can go, Jez listens to, I can't talk to her dad. Jez dads doesn't think that music business is a proper job. Or Jez came close to giving up on the music business. Good. So again, two examples. Right. Then document 3. So I'll stop that there. Pause that. Have a read. So again, you can see this is another online forum. So slightly different to the other 3. The other 2. Sorry. Good. So now let's have a look at these marks here. So give 2 reasons why Jay recommended doing live shows. So here you'll soon find out songs aren't as good as they think. And down here, it will give you an energy boost. 2 reasons why she recommends doing those shows. So that's there. Give 1 example for each of the following in document 3. So imperative then, let's have a look. So imperative then, we only need maximum 1 marks. Imperative would be something that's really key, something that's of importance. So, okay, so for example, stay strong would be an imperative. Help, that's imperative. So you've got the explanation marks. Okay, so we need 2 of those. And if we look at the analogy, so we only need to find 1 analogy. An analogy there then is a bit like a cliche. It's a bit, so an analogy is a bit like a metaphor. It's kind of like a saying. So we need to find a saying in here. So my friend says a good manager should look at their artists the way that a garden looks after the plants. So that could be an analogy. It should help them grow. There's another one. Okay. And here under Kim, a good manager is to a musician like a guardian is to a child. So that's another analogy, a way of summing it up. Okay, so again, just 1 mark. So you only need 1 of those, and you can see there's lots in there. So 2 marks here and 1 mark here. Use document 3 and give 2 short quotations. That's just Amos confident about his own talents. So something where he's confident about, where Amar is confident about his own talent. I think my music is well polished has got to be one, because that's quite, that's quite honest there. Who can I trust to look after me and my music? That seems like that's quite a decent, that's him being quite formal there. Can we see any more? Okay, look there. So my songs are pretty decent. So I think you could have any of those there. What formal room contributes follows? Formal must contributes follow. There you go. So contributions will be removed if they cannot remain polite at all times. So contributors need to be polite at all times. Okay, good. Right, so you can see how this goes. The answers are there. You've just got to go in and look for them. So section 4, so this is where you start to get bigger marks, okay? And do you remember what we said? You're going to have to compare documents, write about a couple of documents, and then summarize this. So the question in this section refers to multiple documents. So you have to remember all 3 documents here. Compare the views expressed by Kingley in document 3 with the views presented in document 2. Give examples of each. Your answer should also include identify textual features and identify the purpose of each text. So here then, we've got to go back to document 3 and read this. I wouldn't bother with the manager. They're only interested in how much money they can make, so it sounds quite cynical. It's like kind of their bias their side. I said someone from Sonic's last year, and all she did was interfere. She ruined my image and my songs. My advice to you is do your own. You don't need live shows. Everything's online these days. You don't need to manage to sort things out. Okay, so that's quite their sided. And then obviously this person had Jez had a much more positive experience. She felt that there was a lot more success, right? So the kind of things that you would need to write here then hang on, so let's just enable editing. So I think the kind of things that you're looking for here. So let's go back. Well, that's there. Have some mention at least one of the views in document 3. One of the views expressed in document 2 by limited impact comparisons. So you can see here how the marks are going to be awarded there. So you need to make sure that you're showing their views, how they've been conveyed. You need to compare at least one of the views expressed in document 3 to document 2. So for example, you can see that Kingley was like very anti this, where Jez was very more for it and the best thing ever. So you can see here how you get your marks. You're not allowed to refer to document 1. So you can only, you'll get no marks for that. You must follow this to the exact. Okay. So again here, analyze all 3 documents. So this is now for 4 marks. Analyze all 3 documents and explain which document is the least critical about the music business. In your answers, you should use the documents to identify strong opinions. So again, when we think about it, if we look at kind of the marking criteria here, is, oh, that's not worked at all. But let's bring this over. So you can see here, to get your marks there, you need to make a clear choice, but only consider one document selected. For example, document 1 is the least critical as it's trying to persuade you to use the business. Okay, so that's fine. You get a mark for that. Make a clear choice, considering only the documents selected. So here, you need to then discuss the documents, and then you need to find the choices that you've made, and then you need to summarize it so you can see how you get these 4 marks. So you need to have analyzed all 3 documents. So you must discuss documents 1, 2, and 3. You must explain which document is the least critical. So here you have there. And in your answers, you should use the documents to identify strong opinions. So, for example, if we go back to Kingsley's, she said it was rubbish and to do it on your own. It's a waste of money. So again, you'd have got a mark for that. Okay, so bear that in mind when you go for the stronger marks. So again, 30 marks in total. So 4, 5, 6, 7 marks are quite easy to lose if you don't answer those. These ones are generally straightforward, right? So when we look at how these go for your marks, they're relatively straightforward. So that should be quite easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 16, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So they're all relatively straightforward. So the 1 marks you need to definitely get because they're easy wins. It's the higher marks that are going to be a bit more complicated, but you must read the questions, select the right documents, discuss it, and compare it. Okay, so please make sure you do that. Now, I strongly recommend you look at the practice tests and you give them a go, because without doing that, you're going to find it very difficult. And you can see how long that's taken for us to go through that practice exam. So please make sure you have a look at them and you understand it, because you will fail if you do not write it correctly. Anyway, I wish you all the best of luck, and if you want to know any more, just reach out to me. Bye for now.